I wanted to talk about something that might be disturbing to most of the population, only because they don't factor in any other third party. It's about money and men and women. So it's an issue. It comes up. It's very much an issue. My cat is messing with me now. It's kind of mostly the reason why I want to make this video is because of the way my cat is being. Can you hear me? My voice, I mean, can you hear the volume? Anyway, this is a difficult video because where do we start? But I'm making it because I heard well, I saw a post on Facebook, and you've got your Mimi, and it says that, well, it shows a man's figure, but it's kind of cloaked in money. It looks like just a big money um, ball. And then a woman is leaning in, kissing it on the lips. If it was a man, it would be on the lips, but it's just a big roll of money. It's just like he's total. It's just a big money. Anyway, then then other people's, their comments are saying, well, they say that this is all that women see, and it's like, no, no. I will love to, as a full-fledged, 100% alive woman, that, by the way, you are disabled here. Hi, Jesus, was that fucking you? Girl, you're in trouble now. I love you. Thank you. I'll be right there. So then, yeah, no, see, because money is what happens. I would love to shorten this video up and just plug some people with some very potent words so that they think about it a little bit on their own, because you cannot understand things for other people. They have to understand it on their own. All you can do is radiate some profound, like, one-liners, and hopefully they sit on it and they sleep on it for a while. Do they? Do they have that capacity to think? Think with me a bit. My cat, she plays fetch with this little lid. Watch, she'll get it and bring it back just like a dog. She's so I'm gonna make this video as long as I can because I can wrap it up for you in just 5 seconds. A little bit of a phrase there. It's just a statement. She's busy getting that cap and she's going to bring it back to me like a little doggy. How have you been? It's pure sheer hell as long as it's or something has been reversed of our perception. Well, really, if you want to know what really happened, see, if you consider the English alphabet as a sword, just as is, a lot of times in your classroom, I don't know about you, but we had just this one strip that had the capital letters and the small letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z, right? And it's just one line. Now, if you really want to know, it's a double-edged sword. You have the capital side, the capital letters, and you have the lowercase letters, and that's what makes up the whole entire spectrum. Both spectrums, upper and lower. See, there's the non-physical, which is the capitalized vowels, and then the physical, which is the lowercase vowels, I would say. See, I know a lot about the vowels because, well, we use those to speak. I mean, well, there's less there. I understand that they should be seen in capital, mandatory. Never should you start a sentence with a consonant, a capital consonant. Um, Unless you're finding birds in the words. She's bringing the cat back at me. And there's also just, if you don't, if you're not like human enough, humorous enough to find birds in the words and start putting together simple truths, some of it is a bulletin, babes. You just do the right thing there with the word, and it will start to expose to you a kind of math or a little riddle that that points at the actual simple truth. That's what we're doing when we're okay. So what is communication for anyway? But I'm talking about the interfacing system, the decoding method that I was taught. And one of the things I don't mention, which is a lot of things, which I would love to be able to put this seminar together and be able to just really get into why it is that I keep fucking talking about it. I'm not a crazy person. I'm not dyslexic, just going round and around in a fucking dead end hole. No. Uh, makes my hand itch just talking about it. And what does this mean? Money. Money is coming. I was trying to talk to you about money. Um, and the mistake that people are making, they think that men, that, I don't know, but see, women can be just as manipulative with money and stuff, and they are. See, money is actually manipulative. This cat right here, she's so sweet. Let me go get the cat. How do you like my pillow? It's my customized pillow. Let me just talk about. Okay, so hi, how are you? It's been a while since I've just been talking to you. Uh, not out of the trap. None of us are. None of us are out of this trap of deception, of fog that, well, there could be influencers. There's influences, that's for sure. Um, who wants to talk about it? Why? Why don't you get your life on? And it's like, well, of course I do. I'm a very civilized person, by the way. But that's not to say that I was that world out there manufactured me. No, I think that there's a possibility that is trying to come through the physical, the human aperture, the organism. And so maybe there's poetry hooked up to that where it says like, well, to bring heaven down to earth, to even though there's this lower dimension here. First of all, you have an influence that is manipulating both men and women. So there could be a Mimi that shows up that shows a woman kissing a man wrapped in money, and it says today's reality, and then the comments are going on saying that, yeah, that's all she sees, or something like that. That's all she wants or sees in a man. It's like, no, we're being abused, kind of trained into that. If it's a matter of our survival and our well-being, then that right there is going to be something that we will honor. And but to not get so deep and trying to explain human nature and stuff, it's important to know that basically, no, this, I was trying to explain, babes. No, women have nothing to do with that mix-up. No, the women that are alive that were practicing safe sex. Now, safe sex does not mean birth control. No, it means making the play. I can't believe I'm talking about this all of a sudden. Money, sex, women, men. So anyway, making the place of sex safe. That's her natural. Her body is made to do that. I was trying to talk about it in my last video, the law of attraction, how it comes out of observing the way that really is just the way your nervous system works, and it doesn't have to be just zeroing in on women. Although her body and the way she is, in case an entire civilization was to squeeze out of her little V there, this is the way it is. This is the truth. And I don't know how I'm sounding nowadays about that. I look at it later, I'm like, God, this person sounds so like raunchy at times. Like, why does it go to that lower base fucking waste land? And it's like, no, I'm not really coming at it from there. I don't even mean it from there. I'm talking about formulas and stuff that is behind or isn't behind how that humanity is going, if it is found at all out there. Okay, so here I am. Hi, I'm a rare species, a part of it called humanity. I do call myself, and think with me a little bit. Okay, so no, but this is the truth. Money is what happens to people when they have succumbed to the enemy. When they are robbed of their intellectual property, which is basically everything on earth and available to them with their freedom, would be able to reach into and figure out how to work it, whether it be a teleportation machine or just a piano. That's what I mean. When you have been robbed of your connection with the earth and the cosmos, when your spiritual belonging, sense of belonging is lost, and you have a spiritual advisor called Gunpowder over there, and or the shaman of the barrel, the thunder sticks, then when your creative lives have been completely taken away, that's where money comes in. Money is now a masked murderer of all of your chances to really come alive here. Now, why? What do you think? Really, Sean? Pretty much, I think that there's a little test happening here, and did anybody pass it? As far as what are we doing? Um, I would say that the test is it's tough. It's the toughest place in the galaxy, and it's a it's the woman. It's the woman's world. Both boys and girls are born to a woman. This is what's not understood about people, that is that women are the leaders here. And if it's not known here, this is how, what I'm saying is that in the universe, women, I say human, a little bit close there, woman, human, woman, 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 human, kind of close. There's a U there. Now there's supposed to be a double U. It's actually a double V. Anyway, that's the Wicked Witch over there that, okay, I was trying to tell you how that women have this duty that's as who they are. If it's lost, if her position of power is not recognized, really, the true power is the one who gives. Now, it's the one who forgives. Forgive means to pay it forward, okay? You know, it doesn't mean like, say, like somebody all of a sudden they slap you on the back of the head really hard and then they run off. And then now you have to find space for that person and say, well, I allow you to do that because I am forgiving. No, no. In fact, that person was giving you something, and are you going to take the opportunity to jump on it? Run after that person and fucking hit them twice as hard and say, what the fuck, asshole? Especially if it hurts. See, some people, that's all the affection that they know, is to be tossed at about and hit on the side of the head with something. And they're like, I love you too. Really, it's like that. They get a smile. They are fucking trained that way because human beings want a tight-knit connection. And then, so how do toxic people, narcissists, or any other around the lines of that live? Oh, they hit each other. And they get locked in bondage and they talk to each other terribly. They don't talk to each other at all. It's all this underhanding, disgusting, disrespectful stuff. Call that love. No, call that we are a family. Huh. Really, it's like, will you get away from each other? It's more like a fucking cult from one household to the next. shrouded in darkness. Otherwise, we get out and we fucking say, hey, hey, did you get something to eat yet today? Hi, how are you over there? No, people are building walls up and they're all doing some form of witchery or cultist act that is highly satanic. Money could be right there saying, I'm fucking serious, because who do they take away? They take away the most creativeness, your creative people. The people, not only babes. When I say creative, we're not getting construction paper and we're making whatever the fuck out of that. I'm talking about like Tesla style creativity. Not even that though. Come on, man. That guy, he was noticing, you know what? Somebody was really creative. See, I just made a wooden version. Over there is a stone version, the pyramids. Guess who that belonged to? And it still belongs to them. What rules Earth? Venus. Now let's get back to that English alphabet and how what's missing. The upper spectrum vowels belongs to the woman. I'm saying that like that, and I feel like I'm just about getting ready to get chased by a mob and everybody else, right? No likes, no support, no way, not financially. It's been only women, good friends of mine. If we got together, we would think each other of as just the most familiar thing, like Earth itself. You'll think, we think together. Isn't this a great thing that we found each other? But you're over there in Australia, somebody is over there in Ukraine, somebody else is over there, and that's the way that the beauty of the cosmic arrangement works with warriors and stuff. If you want to talk about the organism that is lighting up and how we do affect just by looking into the information, meditating, thinking about it. But really, the communications, holding ground, radiating, you don't know how powerful you are. Okay, so it has to be that way. We don't just group up into like big fish into a small bowl and then the rest fades away. No, we're here to like re-collaborate. We're here to actually turn things green. My cat wants to go outside now. But anyway, did I clear it up? It's 19 minutes now. The confusion. No, money is not anybody's, not men or women's idea. You are being held captive by aliens. That's like the main story of Christ Jesus is when she got pissed because there was a game being played, a monopoly, and it involved undermining their own creative lives and then taxing people. See, you can use money in favor of the side of the organism that is indeed creative and is hooked into, well, that side of the true creativity is hooked into well-being. And so therefore, imagine the way that the world would look if they can actually achieve that. That's what, ow, fucking A, cat. That's what Tesla, that's what Tesla used to sound like when he would do his speeches. People thought he would get up there and talk to the public when they gave him a chance about his innovations and what he just made there as a remote controlled car or as the cell phone or the actual Gwen Tower. Well, and controlling earthquakes and stuff. And um he would talk totally different. He would be like, because he was excited about getting into people's heads and their perception, and he would talk such high-minded stuff, like kind of like what I'm maybe talking now, which I called it content that's difficult for people to grasp. It's just way over people's heads, and therefore it's kind of dangerous because, not dangerous, but what's the word I said in the beginning? Not easy to watch, I guess, because you don't know the language, you don't know where it's coming from, it's not the usual. Yeah, money is what happens when you have succumbed to the enemy, which is Satan. You have been yanked away from your feet walking and touching the earth. Most likely, that means you have no more intellectual property. You are void of the ability to perceive that there's a cosmos and a higher mind upstairs, or in such a way that you don't even know what that is. See, you've been pulling away from your spiritual belonging. Also, your shamanic guide is now gunpowder over there, your spiritual advisor. And what else? Oh, where does that stem back? How do we get all that? Just you want to go to the church there that massacres every single leader woman that pops up and says, "Excuse me, but I know you guys like to play a game, but this game is getting a little bit too serious because it's affecting life on Earth. Our lives, the quality of our lives are going because of your game." Now, why is that? Why is it? Okay, so this is simple. If you just think with me, I already thought about it, but I guess I'll let you in on it. The reason why that, okay, so, oh God, this is a huge thing to talk about. I don't know if I can do it here. But I've been talking about it, and I don't know why it needs to be known now. Let's see what's happening with Venus. I think that, well, see, Mars is in Virgo. It's trining Venus, I think. It was doing an elemental trine anyway. Mars is in Virgo right now as of the 28th. Saturday, it's at 6 degrees. We have Venus. It's inching up to conjunct Uranus. Venus is going to conjunct Uranus and mine at 29 degrees, babes. This is such a hell of an aspect. Boy, it's like our. See, I'm talking about. See, it's in Taurus, which rules our money. It's like a very very at home place. Venus is in Taurus, and so why not get this bit of communicating done for me? I do it because I have Venus in Virgo, and it's about to trine my Venus at 23 this Sunday. Tomorrow I should make I'm probably going to put together some really good material about what. Well, I'm probably doing it now. Can I edit this to try and make it make sense to the people? Babes, what I was trying to expose just a little bit about our language, about the upper spectrum that's missing, that is belonging to the feminine and or the woman. See why it would be, see, I don't even have to mention like the mathematics of the fact of the physical, but why it would be that money, the trap of money, the trap of the illusion of death, your deadline, your deadline is even in play here. Well, the lower spectrum, which is man, see, the M space is down and it's rooted into the material. It's physical, okay? This is the non-physical aspect, the W, which points up, and it's non-physical. See, words themselves, where is it? Where is it? Huh? See, that's something to really get into and start vibrating the wires about, because there's some people that think that when you say something, it is. No, no, it is already. Can you say it? And once you do, it starts resonation, and it's called speaking into reality. You start buzzing. See, it doesn't even matter if you say something that doesn't really pertain to the right mathematics. It doesn't. It just doesn't. It matters to those who are full of shit, who want to deceive. But what's that saying? The truth doesn't care whether or not you agree with it. Bullshit does, kind of a thing. And with the talking thing, no, no, no. No, it's that inner world, when we start vibrating our words into the human aperture. If you imagine, if they are not righteous, some words can hurt them because it's called triggering them into doing their lesson, what they have not been looking at. And see, that is not very compassionate, right? To be just completely brutally honest like that. But if you are dealing with somebody who is not looking after your best interests, not only that, they are being dangerous to your train, like to that maybe you're, what are you? Why are they fighting you? in an energetic manner that mocks you, that brings you to your point of saying, well, guess what? You're a blah, 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 and you say something about them that maybe it's something that they needed to work on, right? Maybe let's go into the past and talk about their heritage, like, well, you're from the slave era or something like that. You were like that, right? See, boy, this subject matter is getting into now pop into spirituality. See, no, Jesus was here to love people, and there's a way to wash yourself of all that programming, right? And um, right, the thing that they would talk about, right, is to say the right things. Yeah, put them in the right slot. If you're going to say something, point at God, and you know it's for healing. But really, no, it doesn't. Why do we always have to be broken down? And then now we always have to be healing. I say, and I wouldn't have said this 5 years ago, but I say it now, it doesn't have to be that we're just caked with this like illness. Everybody gets their disease from what? It's man-made. And all of like the problems and how fragmented everything has gotten, and people too, and how busy. How just amazingly busy people. This is the mind's trick, and the ones of the East, people in Tibet 6,000 years ago, if there was anybody to help us, there they are. They're saying, oh, did you get caught up in the mind and the desire of the mind, which is to try and be more real than peace on earth, which is reality. Where is that, Shauna? This moment now. See, I was about to end it, but I wanted to clarify, and I don't know if I got anywhere. No, money is not any one person's, like it's not, well, see, it became man's thing. I've been talking about this because they're susceptible. They're susceptible to shortcuts because they're the most insecure. Men are the most insecure out of both men and women. See, they worked on leaving a very insecure woman behind by killing off the ones that were standing up and saying no, because what they are doing is doing quality control. They want to feel good. So they say no at things that might cause, like maybe it's just a rotten fruit there, and you're like, no. They do quality control. That's what they're here to do. If you woman, hey woman, do you have a good friend who's a good friend of yours, a woman who you admire, who she kind of does that? Right? It's hard to tell who's who nowadays. See, the Jezebel spirit is dressed in, oh, she is just shimmering. Oh, she works on it, boy. She is, um, does she have the every eyebrow hair in place? I'm not saying that it's bad to take care of your geometry. But you know what I mean. Where these people, it's like the lights are on, but nobody's home. They are highly insecure. Just under the surface, there a narcissist is there. That is the southerly narcissist. It's the kind of mind that doesn't have a grasp on reality. Yeah, reality is a tough cookie for them. The truth flies out the window. Do not go there. And there's where the conversation is tough. Really, that's a bully right there. Why? Because they're so insecure, right? It comes from insecurity. It comes from, okay, so, oh God, this is a long subject matter, right? But here we are at minute 30, and money protects these people. That's where you get a lot of mean, bully ass people. And it's okay. Why? Because you're a success. You make a 9-figure digit check every month? No, every week. Because I am a fucking bona fide asshole. I know how to fucking ream everybody across and milk how that I can just deceive them and pick on their insecurities and their needs, and just it's the name of the game. It's the name of the game. You know what? Why can't you fucking people just relax? I swear, I just want a sanctuary that says, you know what, we don't need half of that shit. Did you find any food yet today? Breakfast, have you eaten yet? How's your water supply? Is it dirty? What happened? And your entertainment. You don't do it together? None. It's a sexless society now. Wow. She's all confused as hell, really, because she doesn't have her own intelligence because they kill off all of her leaders, which is what I was talking about is, hey, don't you have a, if you're a woman, don't you have a woman in your life that you admire, that she seems to have an ease with her resources? I don't know. Isn't it deceptive out there anymore? It is to me. I say, fuck it. Fuck them. How are you feeling? I don't know. Send money if I made you feel any better today. It's tough because money isn't anybody's. No, because the reason why men took it over is because they're the most insecure and they have strong arms. Literally, their arms can be stronger than the woman. See, I'm saying when you start getting Olympian, if you start having a competition, the man is always going to be stronger, even though, no, the woman can build herself up and curl like three male nerds on her one arm and say, whatever, babes, I'm going to lunch today. So what I'm saying is your highest potential, if you just work every damn molecule into its greatest potential, men are physically stronger. They work for women, that's why. Women are psychologically stronger than men, way so. That's just the fact. And they're dangerous to the insecure who they might, and see, they find the strong armor will say, no, I can just break you in half instead of be intelligent. Aren't you glad I didn't end it there? Babes, money is what happens to a people or civilization that they've lost sight of their leaders. They were attacked and killed. Spiritual belonging has been robbed there. Now they're out of touch with why and how to work their intellectual property. They've been robbed. They've been turned into atheists. You need to flip it around too. You can flip around the perception of mankind. How? Just include the women's intellect in there.